Boom. What up? We back. Let's talk about the chakras, right? Since we're in a time where our energy is being shifted and siphoned and, remolded and drained at the same time, I think it's highly important that we understand the energy centers, the energy portals that are in our bodies, right? So we have chakras. The ancients use the word chakra that comes from the word for wheel, right? Or like a vortex. So our base 7 chakras start from the crown of your head to obviously your sexual center, your reproductive centers, which they call your root. I feel like this is basic information at this point in the game that we in. So I just wanted to break down a few more key details so we can have a really an understanding of how these centers affect us and what we're pouring into them and what are we getting back, like why we keep getting back the same results. So beginning, matter of fact, we're going to talk about your root chakra, right? Your root deals with your color red. It deals with your stability, your groundedness, and your prosperity, right? Your abundance. When you think about the color red, people, they get angry and they're like, I'm seeing red. That's because you go back into your basic instincts, right? Red is the color of blood. When you tapped into your root energy, you're tapping into your basic primal abilities, your basic primal instincts, right? So that is what grounds you, and that is what allows you to perform in the way that you need to perform in this walk we call life without getting too in your head, right? Because anxiety and all of that stems from living too far up here and not enough in your lower centers, right? Balance. So the mantra for the root chakra is I am, right? That is your sense of being, your sense of belonging to whatever world you put yourself in, whatever place you see yourself in, and whatever position you are in right now. Being grounded in that present moment is how you stay grounded in your root energy, and you can work with the color red, right? Boom. From there, we go up to your sacral chakra. This is even though your reproductive organs are in your root chakra center, they are more related to your sacral chakra. This is your sexual energy, your solar phallic energy, your creative energy, right? So most of our attacks in this world, in the spiritual warfare, are based off your sacral chakra, because this is where your kundalini is based out of. So this is the color orange. We go from red to orange, right? It's like a rainbow. So then you see in the LGBTQ community, they invert the rainbow, right? So they make the chakra systems be going down in a 6 form as opposed to rising up in that 9 ether form. So sacral chakra, this deals with your creativity, your abundance, your sex life. The mantra for this is I feel. This is how you connect. This is how you connect with your relationships, how you connect with the business partners you have, how you connect with the animals around you, how you come off based on your urge to produce something for the world, right? Because your sexual energy is that urge to create more. You can use it to create more life, or you can create more of a life for yourself in the physical, right? Without moving and having kids. This color orange, right? So that means eating a lot of citrus, eating things that are gonna help you, like fibrous things like beans, and because this is the sensor that we need to use to clear out all of those old energies that come down from the top, right? This is where all of those energies are stored up in your gut area. So this will be your lower intuitive faculty. Then we have your solar plexus, which is the color yellow. This is your power center, your vitality, your self-confidence, your manifestation. This is the center of your willpower. So as your soul begins to rise, your kundalini begins to rise from your sacral through your higher centers. This is the first stop right here at your sternum, right? So the mantra for this one is I do. It takes willpower, it takes vitality, it takes self-control and self-love to go forward and push yourself towards the things you know that are within, right? When this place is blocked, we block it by self-doubt. We block it by eating all of this processed stuff or listening to low vibratory music, being around people with low self-confidence, because your subconscious doesn't know the difference between your statements and somebody else's statements. So to build this one up, it takes willpower. It takes you doing all of those self-discipline things that we run away from, right? But the more you are disciplined, the more you speak to yourself in a loving manner, the more your willpower is strengthened. The more you save up your sexual creative energies, the more vitality you have, the more you have that glow, the more you have a motivated spirit to take on the things you need to take on. Next up is the number 4, which we call the crossroads or the heart chakra. This mantra is I love all the things that we love. Love is the highest vibration. Love is the highest form of intelligence. God is love, right? Pure, unconditional, cosmic love. When we are tapped into this center, we're working with the color green, and it can be pink. So it's like a dual action here. But when we are out of touch with our heart chakra, we are out of touch with our relationships. We're out of touch with our higher faculties, right? Because your heart is what sends out your torus field, your auric field, what sends out the vibration of your thought frequencies. When we are blocked in our heart, it takes away our ability to see what's for us and what's not. What we love and what we don't love, or how we are loving ourselves or cutting ourselves off from the things that we feel like we need to feel loved and fulfilled. And money is green too, right? So money works on the frequency of your heart chakra. Money is an energy. So when we are disconnected from our heart chakra, even if all of the lower centers are balanced, if you are not balancing your heart chakra, which is the middle point here, the Christ seat, you cut yourself off from all of your abundance because you are lacking love. You are out of your highest vibration. How do you pull yourself back? Go to do the things you love. Go sit by the water. Go out with your friends. Go talk to your siblings or your nieces, your nephews, your parents. Come back to what made you feel whole and loved as a kid or as a teenager, even as an adult. You know what I'm saying? I don't know how old people are, but work with the color green and come back to doing the things that you love that make you feel whole within yourself. Then we have the throat chakra, right? A lot of the attacks we've experienced at this time too have been in the throat chakra, because the more awakened beings, chosen beings, whatever you want to call it, speak their truth, the more this energetic net, this grid that is over the planet gets destroyed, right? Because our words, everything is vibration. So our words, our truth, how we are resonating in that truth affects the electromagnetic grid that has a hold on the hearts and the minds of everybody around us, right? Once we start speaking that truth and living that truth, right? The mantra for this one is I speak. The color is blue, right here in your throat area, your thyroid. So again, it is very key to watch the substances that we are putting into our bodies, because it interacts with the throat chakra first, right? That goes with reading, singing, gossiping, eating, alcohol, smoking, whatever. These things interact with our throat chakra before anything else. So watching the intake and watching when you want to express yourself but you can't, noticing the little blockages before they get too big is very key. Because right now we're in a time where we must speak our truth. We must stand on our principles and live in a reality that we know is our highest timeline. But we only get there by way of living in alignment with what we know is internal, and that is our truth. Next, we have the third eye. This is the one I feel like everybody knows about, but doesn't really tap into. The mantra for the third eye is I see. This is your awareness, your intuition, your thought, your sixth sense, your higher spiritual abilities, right? The color is indigo. It works with your pineal gland, which your pineal gland is what works on your circadian rhythm, which works in hand with the Schumann resonance from the earth. As we're using this, the mantra is I see. We are using this to see energetically, to see auras, to see subconscious behaviors, to see hidden body language, to talk to entities, to talk to beings outside of the physical realm, to interact with symbols, to interact with crystals, to interact with adaptogens and entheogenic substances, right? Like a mushroom cap looks just like a pineal. It is food for your pineal gland. This is why it opens you up to unseen realities. When we're in a meditation, when we're working with our pineal, our third eye or our first eye, it increases our intuition, our ability to know without knowing. This is your higher intuition, right? Your sacral chakra, which is in your belly region, is your lower intuition, or what they call your lower dantian. Understanding that we need balance. You have to be able to see from the top and the bottom, because one is grounding you in this reality and into what you know to be real, and one is giving you the parameters of the things that you can't see in this reality. This the what they call it, the ajna, right? Ajna chakra, the brow chakra. People tend to think that this is the most important one, but all of them are just as important as the others. Then lastly, we have number 7, right? 7 comes from the letter G. G represents God. 7 is the netter's axe, which the first created God used to cut through his mother's womb. The 7th chakra is where you get all of your power. You are tapped into the higher realms. This is how you become enlightened, right? The 1,000-petal lotus. The mantra for this one is I understand. We have the color violet, we have the color white. This is where we get our downloads. This is where we can pull in cosmic energy through creative visualization of vortex energies, or this is how we can hear the outer realms. This is how we can tap into our oversoul, our higher self, through things like meditation, through frequency healing, through hypnosis, through substances, because all of these things break down the barrier between the physical realm and the spiritual realm, right? And your crown chakra is that difference. It is that one piece, that veil that's in between that spiritual and that physical. So working with that is what keeps everything else in alignment. When your crown is dirty, that's why it's important to wash your hair. When your crown is dirty, you're harboring chemtrails, 5G, gossip, all of your negative trauma in your brain, right? These things are blocking you from getting the downloads and communicating the message that you need to communicate on your spiritual path, your spiritual journey. So I just wanted to give y'all the basics of those chakras, but I'm gonna give y'all a more in-depth later